taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. But you wanna get myself a lamb color custard.
Fight back here though right now as Big Pounder is in the wings. There's the ultimate finally coming down from Gecko. We get that kill picked up, but has already lost Frozen right now. Cool Guy Tony doing so much as this Nautilus. Piku Pounder taking a little great push to get him away. But now Gecko with the speed built up is able to chase back. Doesn't know Chris is hanging out in that bush. Yes, Shirley has tracked that one down. That's a double kill picked up. Shirley will be a triple. And Gecko taking those nerfs with stride. He's picked up. Archangel joins his team, but it looks like it might just be too late. Rice Farmers find the engage they're looking for, and they're looking for a little bit more. Charm comes through under the turret. Cool Guy Tony trying to play the bear job now. Another massive headbutt pulverized under the turret there. And Anonymous Chris falls down, and he sets his team up for success right now. Bleeding a couple of kills back the other way, though. Looks like he's taking very low, and Best does fall. Archangel trying to do something. It is an ace picked up by Rice Farmers. Jax could just go down before he even gets there. Flash is burnt, and now attention turned on the streets where now Geico's waiting over the wall. The engage does come through.
Oh, the lightning crash.
But Best unkillable and will finally go down, but he lasts long enough to get his team on top. Kaiso trying to find a way into the back line.
Geico.
So much in the back, and hold on, this area starting to stack up. Way in, but no, Gale Force seals that one out. Not viable, joining the fight. Nice, and damage that hasn't been coming through in stride so far. He's really trying here, though. Does find that first kill, does find a second. Best gets out. Gecko starting to turn this. Chris is caught under turret, taken very low, but the Nexus is doing the same. Chris goes down. Can Gecko find this? It's so low, but no, cleans it up, and Rice Farmers will take this game.
Oh, I thought
Welcome one and all, middle point of the day. We are here with Goofy Goobers against Rice Farmers. Rice Farmers just had a decent showing, some might say, against one of the best, probably the best matchup we're going to see between these two teams, obviously. Rice Farmers against SGR, they just took that win in stride, and now they're going to try and take that momentum over to against Goofy Goobers, who their first showing of the day, you know, could be in need of a little bit of a warm-up, but luckily myself and Lola, have had a little bit of warm-up.
We have, yep. We're definitely looking to, and so have Rice Farmers, as you say, Escape. They've come back, different lineup this time around. This is actually their starting lineup. I think their bot lane struggled a little bit with the earlier games, but they are here, LeBlanca and Copper. So no surprises, by the way, as we are seeing ADCs being taken off the board, particularly that Jinx, which is shared as the most played for both of these ADCs. So the power pick is going to be an Akali for, I don't know if this is flexible. Random Capitals has played this once. We've not seen anything like this out of Rogue Trader, but that is a very interesting B1 from Goofy Goobers. I mean, with so many ADCs taken off the table, maybe they're saying, look, we'll save something for that. Let's just get our mid lane as something that he thinks he can carry on.
Yeah, it's a very confident pickup to just grab that Akali very early on into the draft. You don't know what you're playing into. You're just like, okay, I don't really care if this is playing into 4 tanks. I can pull this off. Akali is a champion who, you know, if you're proficient at the champion, you can get through the laning phase just fine most of the time between the regen that you get from the Dorn Shield and revitalizing the runes. Not too concerning for a lot of people, but it's kind of weird for compositionally. The Ahri and the Viego locked in on the other side. We saw Rice Farmers do really well with that in the previous game. I'm not surprised that they're sticking with it. Kaiso and Cool Guy Tony both looked very good in the early stages, so I'm not, it's good options. They're strong champions. They have been for a little bit now. Obviously, since Ahri got that rework and Viego is just nasty. So we'll see what Goobers is going to use to try and answer. It looks like it might be the Jarvan. No, Graves picked up for, I imagine, Red Milk Tea.
Red Milk Tea, this is his bread and butter, and actually in the games where Goofy Goobers have looked good, it's been him carrying, and specifically on this pick. So it again raises a bit of a question on the Akali. I mean, obviously Kaiso's played it once and looked good on it, but you're giving over, as you said, Escape, the Ahri. The Ahri is undefeated in the league, I think, so far at least. Again, Kaiso is now something like 4-0 on this champion. She's so dangerous, and when she's paired with a champion that can set her up, or she can set him up with the Viego, both love resets. It's beautiful synergy. They've looked amazing on it in the game we just watched. Goobers have got their work cut out for them. Red Milk Tea, he's on the champion to make it happen, and that's Stickler Me Seek. That's a new face, by the way, of course. It's a different sub this time around for Goofy Goobers. He's on the Thresh. Again, he's looking to play make for his jungler. They're looking to, I think, definitely play around him as the carry for the team. But this is looking... I do worry for Goobers for sure, given like what Rice Farmers have taken, because they've taken quite a few picks there, and with the Tahm Kench to respond to the Thresh, try to neutralize any kind of advantages that they might want to go for in that bot side. Assuming it is going into the bot lane, of course, it could be flexed into top, but most likely it's going in the support position. Copper's already played it once. I think the first round of draft, I think Rice Farmers will be very happy with.
Yeah, strong core that they've picked up there. I'd like to see kind of a weak side bot lane picked up here for Goobers, just allow that Akali and that Graves to try and work together in the early stages with the Thresh, and just kind of unleash that support to be on the map. The Vayne indicates that Rice Farmers doesn't think that's what's going to be coming through. That Xayah taken away. Interesting, a lot of ADC bans just across the board. Oh my lord. Taken down, what, 7 now? Depends on where you want to see that Kindred go. So these ADCs are pinched for pickups here. Have to imagine that they're going to try and take it here for LeBlanc. They don't want to have the
MF,
pool,
I think,
taken down a little bit more. Yeah, you're right. No, MF picked up.
And what's left? Let's think. We've got Aphelios, of course, is still available. Yeah, that's the strongest champion. Zeri is, of course, available. We haven't seen Raccoon Inquirer play it. We have seen a Sivir once. We've seen a Lucian once. Lucian, of course, taken off the table. With the Thresh, now this is really. This isn't a pairing that we see very often, actually. Go for it.
Yeah, we're talking about confidence picks. You know, we see that Akali come in first. I think you have to be confident to pick Draven. Draven is, I'm going to win lane. I'm going to stomp this. I'm going to get my gold in. I'm going to snowball. And otherwise, I'm not going to be effective. And you're looking at a Viego, you're looking at an Ahri, and the Tahm Kench nonetheless as well. Like, it's going to make it very difficult. And it looks like the set's going to be locked in, so that is going to be random capitals on that Akali, unless there's some craziness going down in that mid lane. But that Draven is a bold pickup there for Raccoon, because it's saying, like, yeah, I don't care that we're into Tahm Kench MF. That is a lane that definitely has room to poke, especially with that potential of the AP build on the MF with the Leandries and whatnot. That allows you to poke very effectively in lane and just kind of shut people down and not let them play the laning phase, where I think Draven really needs to get started. If you spend a bit too much time not doing anything, that can be problematic, and it looks like Vess is going to be put back on that Camille duty in the top lane. So Goobers is definitely putting a lot on the table here. I think there's room for them to do very well. I think that set blind is a little bit interesting. Coming in for Rogue Trader is going to be into Vess. It does not allow them to pick up another tank in that top side, so maybe trying to play for the not front to back, like try and break things up, get that Akali in there. I think there's room for Goobers to have some really chaotic team fights.
For sure, and speaking of that top side, I think Set is definitely trying to be a safe pick for Rogue Trader. We saw him yesterday actually completely dominate up against weak side veteran from Ragnarok, so he can definitely make things happen with this pick. It is going to have quite a good time early until the Camille starts to get online, and Vez obviously is now 3-0 on this Camille, so he's a bit of a problem, but definitely Rogue Trader will look more comfortable than the last time these top laners faced each other. But yeah, overall, I think Rice Farmers have gotten everything they want out of this draft. I think Goobers have gone with some stuff we haven't seen from them before. As you said, Escape, very confident. I'm very excited to see what Raccoon Inquirer can do on this Draven, what the Akali can do, and of course what Red Milk Tea is capable of on this Graves. I am looking forward to this. This is going to be another banger, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm glad they are coming in with this confidence, because obviously they're sitting here kind of behind, is the easiest way to put it. They're very secure currently sitting in third. It's very unlikely that they're going to drop that, but I don't think anybody really wants to be third given the opportunity, especially in a 4-team tournament. You want to be in that top half. You want to be in first if you have the opportunity to. So I'm glad that they're looking at what appears to be, you know, the best team at the moment. Rice Farmers has looked phenomenal nonstop in all of their games. Some word that they're one of the best teams that we've seen in Mythic League, bar none, in the 4 seasons that they've run it. They look amazing. So I'm glad that Goobers is able to look at that and be like, okay, we're going to just run what we're good at. We're going to run something that's going to be crazy. We're going to play like we know we're going to win. And that is how you have to approach a game. You can't sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, what if they beat us? What if we lose lane? This type of stuff. No, you got to go in there. You got to try and win. Yeah. And I'm really glad that we saw that. Random Capitals picking up something that's deadly in the early stages. Same goes for Raccoon. Like, grab those options early, get yourself started, and I'm hoping to see not only that they've got that mentality in draft, but they bring it into their gameplay as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm particularly interested. Raccoon Inquirer so far has mostly been put on. We've seen a Lucian game, which actually he really did play well on, but mostly he's been on Caitlyn duty so far in the Mythic League. And it's not the sort of pick that can completely snowball games. They've tried to several times. They've tried to go for a pick comp to provide priority to Red Milk Tea. It hasn't really worked out for them. Now they're saying no. We want a 2v2. We want to fight. We want to win lane ourselves. And that is a different side to them, and I would love to see it happen. So. And on the other side, of course, Red Milk Tea, you know, I think a lot is resting on his shoulders because we've seen his Graves already. It has been superb when it's gotten online and actually, you know, got in the position he wants it to be in. So it's all, we're looking at Goobers, aren't we, here? Because Rice have done all they needed to already. They're 5-0, and they'd love to go undefeated, I think, in the regular season. But obviously we, you know, as fans and spectators of the Mythic League would love to see maybe a little bit of something different happen this time around.
Let's see some craziness at the very least,
yeah.
you know. Talking about things that are probably going to come through, Arcane Comet has been picked up for the Misfortune, so definitely some room for that to be the more heavy AP builds. Look like Vest, maybe looking for a bit more of a trade there with Rogue Trader. Cool Guy Tony has made it to the top side of the map right now. There is a push in coming in for Rogue Trader, so maybe we're going to see this Viego, yes, make his way up to the top side. This could be potential for first blood here, as Red Milk Tea is kind of behind the ball right now. 2 camp skip for Cool Guy Tony. The engage is already come through onto Vest. The Ignite is ticking. Is going to pick it up with the W flash, and is going to try and get away from Cool Guy Tony, who's going to burn that flash as well. Barely surviving, probably won't be able to make it out of there too cleanly, and that is a kill traded, but Rogue Trader is going to be the one grabbing that first blood.
Oh, we love that. That's the last time these top laners faced. Rogue Trader, if I remember correctly, was on Fiora. That's not a champion he plays very much. It was mostly a denial pick for Vez, if I remember. It was something similar. Either way, it didn't look like that. And that is Rogue Trader. Again, confidence. Goes in, takes the early fight as the set, pops the Ignite, pops the Flash, just says, sure, you've got TP, I don't care. I'm going to take this 1v1. I'm going to come in. I'm going to try to stomp my lane. And he's got a pickaxe now. He's in a position to continue to make really aggressive trades.
Like that Goobers was just willing to commit 4 people to that Scuttle Crab. They were like, yeah, sure, no worries. We know we want to get this control for our Graves if we can. Give him access to this crab, get him on top of the CS as best as possible. Doesn't want to drop 2 crabs if he doesn't have to, and he doesn't have to at all because the team's there. It's awesome to see a team do that, especially when you have a little bit of a lacking priority in that mid lane. Obviously, Raccoon and Mythic, I'm struggling with that one. Yeah, they're all on top of the pressure non-stop in that bot lane, obviously, until MF gets a couple items online. It's not going to be too big of a deal for that Draven to just kind of continue to cause problems for the enemy team. But it's good rotations in these early stages. Again, just playing like you are going to win, so why not do everything you can to put yourself ahead?
Of course, and Cool Guy Tony is now still sitting up there in the top side, trying to catch our Rogue Trader. Now, what can Red Milk Tea get with this? Because he's base now, he's got a bit more damage on the board, working towards his Noon Quiver. His bot lane has priority. There is a Drake coming up in 15 seconds' time. As you said, they already committed very heavily to that Crabs. They're looking to play around the bot side. So, again, what can be happening here, and how long is Cool Guy Tony? Is he actually going to respond to this? Because he's worked his way back down now, but Red Milk Tea does look like he's going to put his sights on that dragon straight away.
Yeah, it could just be a leash, you know. Rice Farmers definitely have time to be able to show up here, although 2,000 HP is being brought down to the halfway point. Doesn't look like there's going to be any answer thus far from Rice Farmers, none at all. They're going to just pick up that one for Goobers, and then his first dragon going over, that bot control paying dividends.
And they've got to get things rolling quickly because obviously they have drafted to an extent to early game. But yes, that's very nice to get 1 dragon on the board. We know it's not going to be a Hextech Soul nor Ocean this time around, not another Ocean Soul. But either way, they'll definitely be happy with that. Working with the early prior they've built themselves. And in the moment, we haven't talked very much about this mid lane, but it's fairly stable thus far, but this may be about to change.
And we might have to talk about it for a second here as the ults are already coming down. They both hit level 6 about the same time, but Kaizo's already taken solo. Great follow there! With the Akali ulti, but that isn't going to be enough to pick up Kaizo. He's sitting on basically no health, no mana, and now the engage comes in from Cool Guy Tony, who's at a 2-level deficit. Random Capital just know that Kaizo's still over the wall. Looks like that's going to be the end of the trade, and that gank almost turns into a double kill there for Random Capitals.
And Random Capital still has TP. He's forced a base out of Kaizo now. He's chilling right now, and Red Milk Tea is just covering for a second there. Cool Guy Tony is now stuck, really, as you said. He's down on XP. His mid lane is going to TP back to the fight. We'll see if it is just going to allow Random Capitals a moment to base now. But yeah, this is, again, not what we were expecting, I think, or what I was expecting to see with Kaizo being so confident on this area. But yeah, great Akali play from Random Capitals.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely room to say that if Cool Guy Tony hadn't have been there for the gank, that could have been a kill just going over. It looked very, very confident on the Akali there, got himself set up for the kill, and if there hadn't have been the additional pressure of Cool Guy Tony being there in the wings, I think the Capitals might have just been able to take that one. So lucky for Kai'Sa that he's got a jungle there just to almost play support for him, but that is going to be the end of that play. And moving forward, I think that they're going to have to be careful because Akali is looking very strong. Now, Hook does come through in the bot lane right now. Very, very low HP, but Kai'Sa, like you say, is here. So low on that Tom Kench right now. And look at the Grey health coming in at the last moment, trying to catch up to Copper. I don't think Raccoon's got any way to get onto that Tom Kench right now. Double kill going over to LeBlanca.
And that's the thing. Hold on.
Yeah, we're not done right now. Vest taking some damage up in the top lane right now. Rogue Trader causing problems right now. Great Hextech ultimatum. It is going to be another one of those trades from Rogue Trader in the top lane. Kill picked up onto Vest, and that is going to be a 1-for-1 finished up there. Is overall positive for Rice Farmers.
Overall positive. It's now 6. We're almost matching kills for minutes now. And going back a second to that trade, yes, Random Capitals was looking pretty nice in the 1v2, but Kai'Sa sees an opportunity, goes down there for a roam, nets a double kill for his misfortune, and that is making a much bigger difference right now, ultimately, because now we're working towards an eclipse very quickly from LeBlanca. No Leandri's nonsense this time around, and that already is the Draven. He's going to struggle a little bit now because he's far behind on items.
Yeah, and just dropped, obviously, all of those adoration stacks that he's been working on for the last little bit.
True.
They know that Red Milk Tea is in the bush there, but now they are going to run into him right now. LeBlanca sitting on that level 5. Lantern is there, and that's Red Milk Tea going to get out of there. And yeah, that lack of adoration is going to really hurt because obviously you spend so much time stacking that one up with the intention to cash in on it at some point. But sometimes the mercenaries don't pay off in this case, and Raccoon's just going to have to sit there and deal with the lack of gold income.
Yeah, similarly, Cool Guy Tony is, of course, after those previous exchanges, netted himself a couple of kills as well. So, Rice Farmers already starting to build themselves a little bit of a lead here and there, even though we've seen some proactive play. Stickler Seeks go out.
Yeah, just trying to get away from this right now. Hold on, trying to turn things. The Lantern is there. Hook grabbed onto Cool Guy Tony. He's taking a little bit low right now. Random Capitals in the back lane. They are going to pick up that shutdown now. 3v3. Kill has already been picked up. There's cooldowns burnt. Now Capital's getting in there with the second half of the ultimate.
Oh my goodness.
And another member in, joining his best. Kai'Sa picking up that kill on a Random Capitals. Looks like it's just going to be a 1-for-1. So far, has been 5 people committed from Rice Farmers to this play, though.
Yeah, and Vess, of course, we haven't mentioned it so far, but does have TP advantage, or still, so he can actually go up there. He didn't burn it, so he can go up to stop Rogue Trader getting too much off of this push. But going back, crucially, Red Milk Tea, who, as I've been highlighting, is the sort of key carry, I think, I would say, for Goofy Goobers, and has really been the one to make plays for this team. He got the shutdown. That's important. He's going to be coming back and...
Oh, Rogue Trader's just taking things into his own hands right there, popping the ulti instantly. I think that will be the most of it. No, try and take a little bit of a trade onto the turret right here. Rogue Trader not too worried about anything right now between him and Vess. Set's been looking pretty strong in this top lane right now. CS gapping pretty hard and has been able to pick up those 2 solo kills thus far.
True, and Vest elected to walk all the way back to top lane, so yeah, did have to drop a bit of CS, but has kept the TP, so it's still looking to potentially make a play. It should you know, there's a Drake spawning in 20 seconds time, and if it's necessary, he's going to be able to get a base off. But yeah, overall, as Rogue Traders look very, very comfortable, and it's great to see. It's great to see, but still, as we mentioned now, if we look at the gold, he's got a pretty big lead for him. But you know, on the other side, LeBlanca, Kai'Sa still looking a little bit favored, and jungle now it's even, and I think overall, Goofy Goobers will be relatively happy with that.
I think it's notable that most of those gold leads right now on the bot side have not been spent. Meanwhile, that Gore Drinker has been finished up for Rogue Trader. So if he does want to make his way down for this next Dragon play, could be a good option. Or maybe they're going to look towards this Rift Herald right now as Red Milk Tea is sitting on that top side right now. Kai'Sa pushing in this mid lane, trying to get some control. Obviously, that'll give Rice Farmers the room to go to really either objective that they want to right now. Great charm to grab in the Shroud there, just predicting the movement there of Random Capitals. Who's quite low at the moment. Does have the perfect execution online. I don't imagine he's going to go for that one. That would be a little bit of craziness. But we've seen Random Capitals pull off some craziness. Meanwhile, a bit of a fight in the bot side. Copper's taken so low already. It looks like that escape is going to come through. Let's see how this one played out.
Let's see, and Cool Guy Tony, as he did in the previous game, looking for another cheeky lane gank. He's not spotted. And it's Stickler Mythic who goes for the invade. And now, in comes the bullet time.
Yeah.
No, nothing more.
Yeah, just looks like it was Copper was trying to make something happen there, and obviously the hook did come through there from Stickler Mystic, like you say, but it just weren't quite ready. The bullet time basically had to be used to disengage, and that is, as far as you're concerned right there for Goopers, that's as good as you get.
It is, yeah. That's going to waste a lot of time. That's going to net Red Milk Tea Herald on the other side of the map. Cool Guy Tony's going to take the consolation prize of equalizing on the Drakes. But now, with Set having built himself such a monstrous lead, as we saw previously, he's already at least a K up. He's got his Mythic online already at 11 minutes, 10 minutes. He had it, I think. And now Red Milk Tea, he's got his pick of lanes. He can put this if he wants to. He can stick it up there and build more of a lane kingdom for Rogue Trader, or he can stick it in the mid lane, try to unlock random capitals on the map so we can start roaming on the Akali.
Yeah, health potion drag picked up. That's it's something. But yeah, no, I am interested to see where the Rift Herald does end up going. There's a lot of room for it. I think Rogue Trader's the right option. You know, just looking at it, it's going to start to blow things up really big time in that top lane. Just getting that set onto the map, get those plates done. Obviously, they've got about 2 minutes to make that decision before those plates do go down. This top lane just kind of has been the option for Goober so far this game. Obviously, there's been such a trading difference between these two, as again we see Vest getting caught out in an unfortunate situation there. Random Capitals just clearing stuff out in the jungle. It's interesting to see how much pressure they're putting on trying to track this Viego right now. Obviously, these bot side wards are not setting up for Dragon or anything like that because it's just not there. So maybe they want to just keep an eye on Cool Guy Tony, maybe trying to figure out where these bot roams are going. Looks like Rice Farmers might be looking for something in this top lane, though, right now. Cool Guy Tony is in the midst. There's the engage coming through from Vest. Ultimate already popped, instantly coming down. There's a big W available right now for Rogue Trader, who's already taken the first kill on Vest. Flash is burnt, the Ignite comes down. It was already burned on a Vest. And that is a 2v1 kill picked up for Rogue Trader. Maybe he doesn't even need that Rift Herald.
He's been playing this, he's been fighting 1v2 up there for most of this game, and now he's at the point where he can start winning the 1v2 himself. The pit boss is online. And he really has set up a lane kingdom right now. Cool Guy Tony is continually having to play damage control, and that's just giving Red Milk Tea opportunities to put a lot of pressure on Rice's bot lane.
Yeah, and also been able to put it on the bot side jungle so far. The CS deficit between these two junglers is starting to come through. Obviously, lane XP is very valuable as well, but that is plates picked up for the bot side. Red Milk Tea still in the wings. I don't imagine they're going to find anything too crazy in that bot side, but that is plates. It's worthwhile. That's gold put onto your Draven. The Draven hasn't really been able to snowball this laning phase into anything too big right now, other than a tiny, tiny little CS diff. But you know, that's more map-wide gold. Obviously, there's a little engage coming through in the top side that charmed us land, but I think Random Capitals is going to be able to just walk away from that nicely.
No, you mentioned, of course, that the LeBlanc is slightly ahead because of that play earlier, but CS is fairly even across the board, apart from in the top lane.
Yeah,
it's about 40 over there, and Vez really just hasn't been able to. He hasn't been able to lane. It's really rough for him. And I mean, for the side of Rice Farmers right now, who are at a bit of a deficit, and the entirety of that gold deficit is more or less on Rogue Trader. They have to get Vez somewhere else, ideally, but it's tough for them at the moment because now pressure has been expended on the bot side. They are going to be able to get themselves a little bit of a reset, but still, he's not really there. But they're effectively at the moment until Vez can find an opportunity to, actually farm himself, get himself up towards his mythic. They're basically fighting a losing battle overall, and it's going to allow Goofy Goobers just to continually have the pick of these neutral objectives. So maybe they want to start trying to utilize that additional TP they have, try to force numbers advantages somewhere on the map, but either way, they've got to make something happen. Cool Guy Tony recognizes it as well.
Yeah, it's not just him, though. Kai'Sa's also sitting in the wings of this one right now, and the mid lane roam is coming a little bit later right now as Goober's already caught out in that top side right now. Rogue Trader going for a big play, but he's already shut down. Kai'Sa takes him down fast. Now, 2v3 potentially looking for this play right now. Cool Guy Tony grabbing that face breaker instantly. Now, Best diving the turret a little bit deep. Hasn't set himself up for anything right now, but Random Capitals causing some problems on the side. Level 11 on that Akali right now, just dwarfing the top in the jungle for Rice, but it looks like Rice is going to take that kill and walk away. That is a good chunk of gold going onto their Ahri.
God, Rogue Trader just evaporated, didn't he? You cannot underestimate the amount of damage that this comp can burst with, particularly between that Viego Ahri, that devastating mid-jungle duo, and that's a very nice shutdown, I think, going onto the pockets of Kai'Sa, who has time and again been just a stalwart Ahri, just making the plays happen, and he's working onto a more bursty build to try to counteract the fact there is so much sustain on this top side in particular. Well, 2 shield bows, a gore drinker, just blow them up before they get any chance to sustain back, and it's working so far. That's going to be a nice little bit of equalization for Ice Farmers, but still they find themselves about 2k behind.
That was a very good CC chain, allowing that to happen, and now we're looking for a bit more on the bot side right now. It is 2v3 right now, although there is help coming right now for Goobers. Can they hold out in time? The TPs have already come through. Kaizo onto the backline onto Draven, and down goes Raccoon, and now the kite back has to start. Rogue Trader in the middle of all 5, throwing down a massive haymaker across the team, but it isn't able to pick up anything. Now Random Capitals picking up a double kill, setting themselves up. That's 3 down on both sides thus far. Now Vest kind of caught in no man's land. Same goes for Mythic, who's stuck there with Kaizo. Double kill picked up for both, and at the end of the day, it looks like it's going to be 3 for 4 favoring Goobers. A little bit of a late reaction, but they make it count.
Well, I wasn't expecting everyone to show up to that play, but this is when the TPs are coming through. Cool Guy Tony is looking, and it's just at that moment here when the hook lands, it cancels out and also crucially that bullet time gets cancelled immediately, which is disastrous for the side of Rice Farmers. So after that, the moment the Road Trade enters the fight, he does buy a lot of time, a huge amount of time for the team, and then it comes down to Red Milk Tea and Kaizo to just clean up, with Random Capitals doing so much work as well. Unreal from both sides here, but ultimately it is going to go in favor of Goofy Goobers. Red Milk Tea picks himself up a double. Random Capitals absolutely smurfing on that Akali. Kaizo lives to tell the tale. His shutdown is preserved, but overall, that's going to be another Drake going over to unless Kaizo?
Kaizo maybe wants to cause some problems here. I'm interested to see if he is going to decide to go for this. Does show out of that bush. The charm does come through. The smite keeping Red Milk Tea alive for just a moment longer. That smoke screen keeping him alive. But hold on, I think Dragon might have decided that he's going to go down. No, barely going to get out of there. Now Random Capitals on Kaizo's path. Charm has to be online by now. It looks like they're just going to disengage there. I want to say massive props to Red Milk Tea, Random Capitals, and Kaizo for splitting that fight into 2 fights that each of them win. That is so hard to judge during the moments of a fight. And it turns into something that can at least be somewhat positive for Rice Farmers, definitely positive for the side of Goobers, and it puts them into a decent gold advantage once again. The only thing that is a bit of a concern right now for Rice Farmers is that Draven from Raccoon Acquire just hasn't come online yet.
No, he hasn't at all, and Vez has actually been, after that, has been able to pick up a little bit. His Sandra is now online, so he's still going to struggle a bit in these trades. He's a level down, but Rogue Trader maybe can't bleed him quite so heavily as I say that. Yeah, see, he can trade back pretty well now. And ultimately, I mean, look at Kaizo. Kaizo has, we mentioned at the start of the game, he's 4-0, I think, on the Ahri right now. But there's always been someone on the team, whether it's the ADC, whether it's Cool Guy Tony, who's been monstrously ahead and they've been able to play around and he's been there making plays happen. But this time it's him who is, a lot of gold has been funneled into him. Yes, LeBlanca, obviously the, win the bullet. If he gets a great bullet time off, that could be a team fight won there and then. But I think we really need to see, we are seeing an incredible carry performance out of this mid laner on the side of Rice Farmers, but we're going to have to see something a little bit more than we've seen previously.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Kaizo can handle this in the driver's seat position. Like you say, normally just kind of like a supplement carry, playing a very much position 2 role. And we'll see whether or not that's something that he's only comfortable with, or whether or not he can do a little bit more than that, as Random Capital's looking to put him to the test in that bot lane right now. I like what Cool Guy Tony's been doing, though, sitting out of vision a lot. Now here he comes with the help of the mist. Random Capitals has no idea what he's in for right now as the engage comes through from Copper, although the charm does miss. Is there any way for Random Capitals to get out of here with the combination of the perfect execution? Has made himself some distance, and I think he's going to be out.
He's a bit of a Houdini as Random Capitals on this Akali. This whole game long, he's been untouchable, hasn't he? And that is going to, with so many resources put down for Rice Farmers to try to chase him down. That's going to be the Herald. That's the mid lane turret gone down. And that's blown the map open for the side of Goofy Goobers. 2 boots.
Yeah, in all that time, they are able to grab that Rift Herald and get it used. The 2 charges coming through is always what you want to see. If you can for your Herald, get it 2 or more is amazing. Obviously, you're only guaranteed really the 1. But they are able to pick up that outer turret. Now they're looking for a play on the Vess. Vess is just going to be able to walk out of there right now with the support of Cool Guy Tony just dropping that mist. Really could be anywhere in that space. And so they are going to zone him off right now. And we'll see how Random Capitals can hang out in this bot lane. But I think really that's just a great play from Goobers to be able to put themselves into such a nice position. Random Capitals going for something a little bit crazy right now. Does get charmed out, but wins that trade against Kaizo. Kaizo is huge. And still Random Capitals is finding positive trades.
Yeah, he's scary. And you see, Rice is still looking for picks, which is what we saw from the previous game. And it worked out. But it's a little bit trickier when... you've got Akali's not very easy to pick, And Random Capitals is doing an amazing job of being as unpickable as possible. Rogue Trader's still big. He doesn't fall down very easily. So Goofy Goobers are kind of weathering that storm quite well, and they are building themselves macro advantages because of it. So yeah, Rice Farmers, they still find themselves at a deficit. But as we saw in the previous game, one huge fight can completely swing it for them. And obviously this comp, like the last one we saw in the previous game, great in choke points. We've got bullet time. We've got resets online with that mid-jungle duo. We've got the Hextech Ultimatum, even the Abyssal Dive to set things up for them. So I wouldn't count them out just yet.
Yeah, no, definitely not worth counting out. The thing that I'm finding very funny just looking at this game from a distance is obviously Drap. We had 7 ADC bans. 8 if you want to count Kindred, that one's up to you. Normally when you look at the scaling ability of a team, the ADC is one of the ones you can rely on. Be like, oh, well, A outclasses B when you get to X number of items, right? I don't know that for this matchup, obviously. Don't really see these ADCs too often. We had so many of them taken off the table that I can't confidently say I know what I'm looking at. Obviously, LeBlanca can have amazing pressure over a team fight. Draven has 210% scaling on his auto attack sometimes. So I don't know where those two meet in the current meta. So it's making these compositions very interesting to watch because I don't have, and I imagine the teams as well, don't have the ability to just at a glance say that, oh, this team's in trouble, this team, but you know who is in trouble right now? Looks like there's a little bit of trouble for Raccoon Inquiry, which is going to pop at a moment's notice. LeBlanca's bullet time is going to chunk him down and take him out.
Oh, Kai'Sa!
Windmill T almost walking into Kai'Sa right there. He is going to pick up that kill and potentially get out of there. There's the flash forward, and the Showstopper doesn't quite get it with the Haymaker. And now the hook coming down onto Vest. There's no grab on that Lantern there, even though the Hextech Ultimatum was broken. Now Rogue Trader's caught in the middle of 3, and it's going to fall down, and Rice Farmers reinstating themselves onto the map 20 seconds before the Dragon Spawn.
It's almost like exactly what we were worried about for the side of Goofy Goobers just happened. Someone gets just caught out, and it is that bot lane, that Draven you talked about, caught out, bullet time, completely shredded. Suddenly Red Milk Tea is getting fired at by Kai'Sa as well. He gets taken down, and they drop like flies just as Rice Farmers having teams played into their hands. And again, Cyclamesic may try for something here. Random Capitals is looking.
And he is caught on a ward at the moment. There's the engage over the wall from Vess. I don't know if there's going to be any way out of here for Random Capitals. So, no, of course there is. It's an Akali. Does have to burn that perfect execution to try and get his way out of there, but he does successfully. And it looks like they're going to be able to fight over the Raptors pit and just give that one over to Red Milk Tea. But that is kills, that is dragons, and that is really everything Rice Farmers could have wanted.
And crucially, yeah, it's an Infernal Drake. The Akali, sorry, the Ahri and the MF will both absolutely love this. Huge amounts of damage coming through from those abilities. And in particular, of course, Kai'Sa, he's chilling with the fact that he's the only form of AP threat because it is a lethality MF, which means that he's going to do even more damage because the resistances are going to be stacked on the other side, particularly just in favor of armor, just because otherwise you'll get shredded by bullet time. So it's rough, actually, now, if they do get caught out again for Goofy Goobers. The gold is starting to equalize. It was quite a significant low lead they had, but now they're starting to, that prior that they had previously, their luck sort of is starting to run out a little bit on these picks that Rice Farmers are forcing, and they're the ones who are now starting to dictate the pace of the game, build themselves back map presence, and yeah, get some vision on the Baron as well.
Yeah, and Baron does seem to be the focus at the moment. Obviously, they have Kai'Sa chilling in that bot lane, but they do have that TP available. Rogue Trader being the one stuck with matching that Ahri at the moment. It's very difficult right now for Goobers. Obviously, they have had such a nice gold advantage. They're still technically sitting on some heightened pockets, if you will. But it doesn't feel like it anymore. Obviously, they've been caught out enough times. They've lost enough of these trades, enough of these fights. Just haven't gone the right way, and now it looks like a Raccoon Inquirers might be at the hands of another one right now. No, the engage coming through from Random Capitals, a lot of AoE damage. Both TPs instantly channeled. Random Capitals doesn't seem to care going into that backline, and so is Kai'Sa, though. The exhaust come through to shut him down, and now Vest dropping that Hextech Ultimatum on top of the team. I don't know if that's going to be enough right now, as Rogue Trader is chilling in the sidelines right now. He has a lot of tankiness, has a lot of sustain. I think that's just going to be a lot of summoners, a lot of cooldowns burned, but somehow we didn't lose a single body.
There was a moment there, a moment where Rogue Trader, he had the angle for a showstopper onto the Tahm Kench, which is obviously the perfect target, but his cooldowns went up, he didn't decide to go for it, and ultimately, I think Rice Farmers have said, all right, we've chunked you.
so dangerous right now. They have to try and challenge this with the low health bars that they have right now. There's no ultimate available for this Akali. There's the first kill already picked up. Now Vest into and on top of Random Capitals. This first kill goes back the other way. Vest has dropped. Look at Random Capitals on this back line. Suddenly Goopers have turned to this. They had nothing coming in, and Rice Farmers has nothing on the way out.
Oh my goodness. It was quite a bold statement there from Rice Farmers to start up that Baron, and ultimately it ends up completely flopping against them. Let's see if it's played out once more time. Yes, excuse me, yes, Goofy Goobers are walking in. They don't have as much vision. Kaiso's trying to get a pick, but it's onto Rogue Trader, who does manage to survive it with that Haymaker, and suddenly Random Capitals, he actually feels like he's got even the stick goes down, Bullet hits nobody, and Collie's in the middle of everyone. Road Trader hasn't died and still manages to get a showstopper off. Raccoon Inquirer is also online. He cashes out as well, and the damage all comes through.
You gotta be scratching your head if you're looking at that one from Rice Farmers. How did you let that happen? You get the poke down, you get the initial pick on the Thresh, you know Akali has no ultimate, is the only one that has recalled since that previous fight. I think what it comes down to is just all of the ultimates had already been burnt. There was nothing available for Rice Farmers to try and fight that one back, and somehow, some way, Random Capitals was able to pull some madness to not only make it to the backline without the ultimate, but stick there and kill all of the damage threats that were there. And suddenly Baron's been picked up. We're talking about objectives and kills going back the other way. It's 6K in the other direction now.
It's the game is fully swung back into Goofy Goober's hands. As you said, Random Capitals just he's on a bit of a tear with this Akali. This was B1, remember? This was the B1 pick. We were saying this was confident. I think we're starting to understand why. Because he has been a nightmare for Rice Farmers to contain this entire game, and it's paying dividends for them right now. They have the opportunity to start to build themselves some priority, potentially deny the soul point, which is coming up in a minute. The soul in even that's coming up in a minute's time. It's looking very scary for Rice Farmers at this point.
Yeah, Rice Farmers do have that condition, though. Like you said, that Soul is coming up. It's not Soul Point, not anything like that. They have Soul online. Right now, Kaiso has found Red Milk Tea, but Red Milk Tea happy to trade that one back with the extra healing. Has online, and there it is. There's the Spirit Rush burnt out of the Ahri right now, 30 seconds before Dragon comes up. So obviously, if you're Goofy Goobers, you need to get this Dragon. You can't afford to give that one over. You talked about already how much Kaiso, LeBlanca, really a Cool Guy Tony would love to have that additional AoE damage on those occasional hits. So you can't afford to give this one over, but that Soul is going to constantly be a win condition available for Rice Farmers, so you can't afford to get comfortable if you're Goobers. You have to be constantly on the ball, and they cannot afford to drop anything, but right now they haven't, and now they're walking towards that inhib.
They're just going to run out on mid. They're going to force that advantage with the Baron.
Oh, it looks like, yeah, the big engage coming through. Kaiser's already taken so low and does go down first. Now there's the turn coming from Rogue Trader. He falls back the other way. And now, is there going to be an engage coming back the other way? Yes, just exploded there. Engage chasing through there from Copper. Yeah, they're just still picking them up. I'm so surprised this engage hasn't come through, or the disengage didn't end up coming through there. You have the Thresh Lanterns, and now they're just allowing it to swap back the other way somehow. Rice Farmers, I didn't see it, but they did just find a way onto the enemy team.
And Road Trader
Random Capitals is there on the backline, though. LeBlanca's in a lot of trouble at the moment. Oh, great eat coming through there from Copper to keep his Misfortune alive. He's back in, though. Big, perfect execution. Is that enough to take down more than one, though? Random Capitals, against the odds, is trying to bring this one back for his team. But it looks like Rice Farmers is just going to take this fight back. This game is swinging back and forth like a pendulum.
The Soul's there now. Is Random Capitals? No, he's gonna base actually. No, he's thinking about it, but I don't think there's anything to be thought of. He's just gonna try to maintain Prio in mid lane, but that's the Soul going over. It may still be a gold lead in favor of Goofy Goobers, but yeah, that's a little bit worrying now because suddenly this burst damage is getting a little bit. You might get one shot.
Yeah, it's deadly. Suddenly Kaiso can just press Charm and pop over wall, press Charm, kill you, and then leave. And he gets an extra bonus refund on the dash to get him back over that wall now. So it's
great champion.
Yeah, it's very dangerous right now. Kaiso's a very scary person to run into, especially without any vision right now. He has been doing a great job of just controlling the jungle, just sitting where I know you can't see me, right? And surprise, there's an Ahri on you now. Boom, right? and he's been doing a really good job of that so far, and it's been very difficult for Goofy Goobers to really get their foot in anywhere right now. Does Rogue Trader know he's there somehow? Hold on, they have a pinch found on him. Looks like that's going to be Spirit Rush burnt. He's going to have to take that one over the wall, I have to imagine. Random Capitals is also on the flank, though. Look at how much they're putting to try and get on top of Kai'Sa right now, who's dashed back the other way. Look at the explosive damage coming out of Random Capitals, and now they're going to try and turn this one into a team fight, but they've already lost 2. Red Milk Tea is in there a little bit late and stuck in the Hextech ultimatum. Rice Farmers have baited that one to a supreme level, have turned that back 3 the other way.
And they step a little bit too far, trying to get a pick onto Kai'Sa. Yes, he finally goes down with some more hijinks from Random Capitals, but ultimately it's not going to be a net positive for them. Suddenly, all the Baron's gone. It was a little while ago, but nevertheless, that's going to be the mid lane tier 2 now under fire from Rice. What can Rogue Trader do?
I'm going to try and maybe keep the turret alive to the best of his ability. Obviously, Vest is pushing in the spot side. It's not really enough here. You've lost too many people. There's too many people left on the other side. You're going to have to bleed out a couple of these turrets, and that's 650 gold coming out from each of them. So you can't be comfortable just letting this happen. Rogue Trader wants to look for something. It's very clear. He's hovering in that range, and he's like, okay, I'm going to try and find something when I get the opportunity to. But he just doesn't have any follow-up. Vest is going to take this bot lane turret pretty much uncontested. That's another chunk of gold going on to him. And now we're looking at Baron coming up, 58 seconds. Can Goobers manage to pull another miracle as the gold has been brought back all the way plus a soul?
You know, Escape, I just want to say that this is the final day of the regular season for FOF Season 5, and we're getting some exciting games, and I'm very happy for it. This has gone back and forth and back and forth. It's 31 minutes in, and I still am not sure. We've got advantages on both sides. All of the carries looking pretty big right now. We've got 3 items across the board. There's GAs coming out, Death's Dances, but of course on the other side we've got a couple of LDRs to counteract that. I just want to see a 5-on-5, and I don't want to see it be a complete stomp like we just saw in the Baron pit. Let's just get everyone into potentially the Elder. We could just see a beautiful burger flip. I'd love to see it, honestly. It would make me smile. It would make my weekend.
Yeah, just see some chaos ensue. So it looks like there might be chaos ensuing right now in this topside jungle. No engage taken. I think that was relatively reasonable right now. Vest is chilling on the top side. Notably, Kai'Sa will be late to join this fight. Is going to have to burn that teleport. He's going to grab that blue buff first, though. Yes, there's the TP in the backline. Do they see it? Somebody has to be checking their minimap. Surely. Yes, they are trying to rotate away from Kai'Sa. It looks like nobody grabs the Thresh Lantern. Kai'Sa chilling on this backline. They know he's there. They've spotted him out. There's the engage. Hitting up on Rogue Trader. Now there's the engage coming in from Copper into the backline. Look at this engage from Rogue Trader, and the backline just disappears. And it looks like Random Capital is trying to find a way into the backline. Doesn't get anything. And now Vest has been traded back. Kai'Sa's taken low into the Zanyas. And they can't find that kill right now. Cool Guy Tony playing his best impression. A Rogue Trader gets in the backline. Look at the engage. Copper plus LeBlanca just takes down any remaining hopes that were available. And that is a quadra kill. Grab for LeBlanca, and that will surely be game for Rice Farmers.
Well, I asked for a burger flip Escape, and I got one. It wasn't a choke point. That was a bullet time with 3.5 items on Lethality MF. And Random Capitals, unfortunately, he tries to get into the backline there, but he gets caught out with his Zhonya still online. It's a little bit of a shame, but eventually your luck can't last forever, and eventually Goober's luck run out.
And there it is. Goobers, they can't grab it. And there's a crazy draft that came through before this game. We had a crazy game on top of it, and it is going to end off with a wild team fight that is cleaned up once again by Rice Farmers. They looked confident. They looked in control. And they're going in, undefeated, into playoffs. You know, there's nobody's been able to touch them so far. SGR has looked a little bit close. Goobers looked like they could match them in the early game. But where this team is coming together is as a team. A shocker. They look so strong in their 5v5s. They look so decisive when they're going for their team fights. Their mid-late game macro to just make the other team uncomfortable, set themselves up for things that they know they're going to win. And it doesn't seem to matter if they have a 6k deficit at some point. They're able to bring these games back consistently, and they look so strong as a result.
They do, and there are certain picks. Let me reiterate. The Ari just wins again. Ari Viego wins again. This is a problem. Like, this champion is very, very dangerous. And of course, paired with, I mean, we saw 7 ADC bans. The MF comes through. That is the power pick once everything. Well, it's still a power pick in general, but it was left up. They made it happen because they love picks, this team, And if you give them an opening, then they'll take it. And granted, Goobers, that is going to put them at 2 and 4, I believe, to round out that this double round robin. They are going to end in a comfortable third. That does mean everything is locked, by the way. So we're going to have that finals that we saw as the precursor of the first game. This final game that we're about to see doesn't change the standings at all. So either way, we've just seen an amazing performance out of Rice Farmers, as you said, Escape. They are definitely the team to beat, and are SGR going to be able to do it? I just want to see what they can bring out in this final game of the night. But credit to Rice Farmers and a very impressive showing from Goobers. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, obviously we're going to get to hear in from Rice Farmers. We're going to get to hear from Copper specifically on that Tom Kench game, how they're feeling going in undefeated at the end of the season. We've got just one more game before we wrap it up for today. Don't go anywhere.
Ça fait un tout vraiment magnifique, même un dulciné m'ayant planté là, c'est à moi que chante tout ça.
Mr. Bam will stay behind, and he will perform one of the most popular pieces of music in Asia, especially in Asian heritage. performed 999 roses. Let's give him a big round of applause once again for the performance.
Hello folks, Chris Edgeworth here with today's second interview, again with someone from Rice Farmers. I am joined by Copper out of the bot lane support joining us. I want to ask you a little bit about this draft. You guys come off of this win against SGR, which was a little bit contested. You guys come out with an entirely different draft in this game because we saw the 7 ADC Bonanza going off in the pick ban. I guess ADC is supposed to be the most contested. We saw the Zeri coming through in the first game, answered by Ashe, and now they're just decide, or you folks are in another game where the draft strategy goes entirely another way, where ADC is, I guess, being heavily targeted. So on your side, you guys have the Camille, Viego, Ari, MF, TK. Can't keep getting away with it. How does Viego, Ari keep getting through, and how do you guys keep getting wins?
Well, I don't know how they're keeping letting like the Ari and Viego through. Like, I think they're just like mega grief by doing so, and like going along that with the like 7 ADC bans. Like, we really didn't need to ban out any of their players since they're not that much of a threat, and even their ADC, we just decided to do it since it made the most sense, I guess. And like, I guess going along with that for our draft, they kind of griefed their entire thing. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a coach gap or something, but like after like the first or 2-3 picks on their team, game was pretty much decided by that.
How on a similar note, just before we get to talking about the game overall, I mean they B1 the Akali. I felt like Random Capitals played it pretty well in this game. What were your overall thoughts and feelings on the Akali B1 and how it played out?
I think the Akali pick was kind of grief, like first picking that, since we were able to get Tom Kench. Since like my Tom Kench ult just like kind of cucks her from trying to kill most like of our carries, and because of that, like going into Akali like and afterwards picking Graves, and I think Thresh was just mega troll.
Well, looking at the game itself, you folks were doing pretty good throughout the game, and then you guys decide to go for a little cheeky Baron in your face of the team of GOOF. They come up with a couple kills in that fight, and it looks a little shaky 6k swing. But then you guys slow walk it into the Nexus, it feels like casually, like it didn't even happen. Talk to me about how you folks were feeling in the middle of the game as those things were happening, and just, you know, recovering as you guys walk it in for an easy 6-0 on the double round robin.
Yeah, the Baron call, we were a little like, I guess, I don't know, chaotic on comms, but we had an idea and it just didn't work out well, so we didn't beat ourselves up too much over that. And we knew we were the better players anyway, so we knew they were going to throw it eventually, which they did. And we just capitalized it on those like misplays by them, as they just kept on doing it, and we just, I don't know, got our gold lead back and won the game off of that.
Well, I mean, it's just another day at the office, I guess, for Rice Farmers as you folks collect the perfect double round robin. We do see that you folks are going to be matching up against SGR in our championship matchup for this tournament. What are your thoughts on after a contested game earlier? What are your thoughts looking at this matchup?
I don't think another week will make that much of a difference. I mean, like, they can try and prepare some more, but I'm not really too worried since we've beaten them twice. I don't see ourselves like struggling doing it 3 more times. So we have a coach gap, team gap, you know, everything gap. So I'm not too worried.
All right, well, folks, Rice Farmers do end up with the perfect double round robin. Congratulations to you folks, and congrats to Copper here. Thanks for joining us for the interview, but your opportunity here, any final thoughts, any shoutouts, any banter to leave with us as you are on the desk?
I don't know. We just don't plan on dropping a game, so just be prepared to see a clean 9-0 sweep this tournament.
All right, well, the gauntlet's been thrown down, folks. We'll have to see how that shapes up next week. As we look forward to the end of the Mythic tournament, but we do have one more matchup for today to round out the end of the double round robin. Don't go too far. Our final game of the night is coming up next.
I'm just riding away, no, I ain't running away. I got memories set, oh, I'm just finding my place where I belong to. Feeling glory in my soul.
That is constantly changing. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. That is constantly changing. Always rearranging. Always rearranging. Constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging, always rearranging. That is constantly changing, always rearranging, always rearranging, always rearranging.